Hello, welcome back to another Pirkei Avot text explication with me, Rabbi Drew. We are now on the 6th text in the 4th chapter of Pirkei Avot. We have a nice, short, and fairly simple one, and this comes from Rabbi Yose. He says, whomever honors the Torah is oneself honored by others. And as you can imagine, he also articulates the opposite. Anybody who dishonors the Torah is themselves dishonored by others. Fairly short, fairly simple. And what's interesting here of what Rabbi Yose here is articulating is one would maybe expect that by honoring the Torah, one might be themselves lowered, right? Because if you're giving honor to something else, wouldn't you thereby be denigrated? But actually he says, no, it's the opposite. You yourself are honored by others. Now it's interesting because there's really three different sort of entities here. There's the Torah, there's the person, and there's others. And here what it's working is this person, call them person A, is honoring the Torah, and even though they might themselves seem to be less honored, nevertheless other people are elevating them as well as in the sense of honor, and then it works conversely, according to Rabbi Yose, in that anybody who, it's interesting, the term here is not necessarily dishonor, which would be sort of something like bis beis or bizayon, something of sort of denigrating. It's not actually that. The term specifically here is in Hebrew hamachalel et Torah. So it's almost as if one who is almost desacralizing or otherwise something reflecting the lack of sanctity, making it totally unspecial. And anybody who makes the Torah seem very unspecial is themselves made very unspecial by others. So ultimately, Rabbi Yose here is saying the way to go is honor the Torah and it'll work back to you from others and conversely. It's interesting also, look, the overarching context of Pirkei Avot really is very Torah-centered. So this makes sense. This is this fits in. So, and we actually in this chapter have been seeing some interesting structures as far as sort of a doubling, sort of like a two-line thing. We saw very frequently in the first chapter a lot of tripartite statements. We've seen some four-part statements, which are common elsewhere in rabbinic literature, but we found them so far in Pirkei Avot. But we've started to see some of these like two-liners, so it's really interesting. All right, so that's what I've got for now, and thank you so much for watching.